Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto markets. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Hyperliquid, ZRO, Cardano, XRP, and all the above. We're also going to talk about meme coins and NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss a busy earnings day for Robinhood. We're talking about Layer Zero's massive L1 announcement and our outlook in crypto for Q1 and beyond. Thank you all for joining us today on a wonderful Wednesday. If you're listening over on X, drop a like, give us a comment, bookmark this space, maybe retweet it if you're feeling very generous. Push us out there in the algorithm. If you're listening over on YouTube, drop a comment. Let us know what you are trading. Markets are going down. Still money to be made, though. If you're listening over on Zora, where we stream each and every day, drop a comment. We'll be reading those as well. I'm joined here this morning by Kix. I'm ready for a good show. Kix, how you feeling today?
Feeling great, man. Got a 10x long on Islamic coin, Allah Akbar. And other than that, just trading on Polymarket.
Do you really have a 10x long on an Islamic coin right now?
You don't know ticker ISLM?
I don't know ISLM.
Oh, man.
I must be out of the loop on that one. Easy.
A little bit, dude. You haven't heard of that?
What? Sorry, I got
broke 100 million, man.
ISLM?
Yeah.
It's a meme coin?
No, it's a religious coin. A meme coin? You think
dude, the Vatican launched a basket of an ETF, dude. Are you oh my god, dude. Like, I cannot believe you would not understand that the Catholicism of this. Like, I can't
that is
say
so unbelievably offensive that you would call a religion a meme.
Beyond.
One of the largest religions in the world.
The Vatican launched an ETF, Ray.
I'm over here like seriously looking for this like it actually exists.
It's on Coinbase. Why don't you go to Coinbase for real coins?
We have ISLM on the Hawk network.
It's on the Osmosis ecosystem. Use CoinGecko, buddy.
Yeah,
right.
like
I don't know if it's a meme coin. I don't know what's going on here. All right, so
yeah,
that
one.
Coin market cap up 54% on the day.
Yeah,
at a $74 million market cap, 3.3 billion FDV. I can't wait to see what this is. Let me know what is about this. What is it? ISLM is a digital currency that adheres to Sharia principles, making it a suitable option for the Muslim community. It operates on the Hawk blockchain, an infrastructure that prioritizes ethical finance and philanthropy. So you're a philanthropist now.
I'm just hedging against Sharia law. Because then I'll be like, hey guys, like I'm an early fucking adopter. Like I own the Islamic coin. You know what I mean?
Do you really own this?
No, I just saw it on trending on CoinGecko, and I was like, that's wild.
It's up 54% on the day.
I know. I was like, what's going on, man? I mean, like, we trying to pump this shit, dude. I think this is better than the Texas coin.
I was gonna say, speaking of coins, let's go take a look at Texas.
Do not disrespect Texas.
Texas up on a red day.
Can we go to all time? How bad is this thing? Oh yeah, Jesus.
Pullback.
Yeah, almost 90%. These guys are
the guy just needs to wrap another Cybertruck and it'll start going up again.
You got to go to your next neighborhood meeting and see how they're all doing. Did they sell the top or did they hold for generational wealth? Texas coin. What a ride that's been. I saw that there was like some sort of news that was like somewhat tangential to Texas coin. I was like, oh, I remember that one. We've got a lot to talk about today. Kix, I sent the weather report in the private chat over there. If you want to pull that up, we'll hammer through this and we will get going on the show. Prices are pumping.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is Wednesday, February 11th. The majors pulled back once again, pulling out better than Ray did. Bitcoin approaching 67K, Ethereum 1900, Solana 81, hype down to 29. Wow. I should have sold my hype at $34, made $8 profit. Over the past 24 hours, it was a busy day for Robinhood as they missed earnings. Despite reporting year-over-year revenue growth, looks like those analysts maybe set them up for not so much success. Earnings revealed a surge in other trading revenue, which mainly came from prediction markets. I also heard on the timeline, I'll save that for the show actually. Next up, Layer Zero announced a chain of their own with the Zero Layer 1 blockchain touting record 2 million transactions per second block speeds while maintaining decentralization. Citadel and ARK Invest are backing the upcoming chain. I think they had a real miss right here. Their name's layer 0 and they built an L1. Build an L0. Line, synergize. Finally, Goldman Sachs disclosed $2.36 billion worth of crypto holdings. Assets held include over $1 billion of Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as smaller positions in XRP and Solana. That is it for the weather report. Back to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always, Kicks. You said you had some additional context on the Robinhood earnings.
Yes, and this is kind of kicking myself in the nuts. Don't you love when you get information you're like 4 months ago? That would have been a great thing to think of. 75% of their revenue is interest. So it's people having a bunch of cash in Robinhood and they're making money off of the cash and giving them some of the cash. What impacts that greatly? Rate cuts. Is that also why Circle's down so much? They make a bunch of money off of interest. Rates come down, they can't make as much off of interest.
We did talk about this pretty early into the non-rate cutting cycle where we saw like sparse rate.
We're just always too early, Ray. Yeah. We need to come up with ideas and we need to feed them to OpenClaw and say, remind us in 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, we knew we were entering a cutting cycle, and we did talk about on the show Circle and other stable coins and crypto yield. Like a lot of their earnings are coming off of these products. And we talked about other ways that stable coins can earn interest.
And like, look what Tether did. They bought a shit ton of gold. Probably knowing this.
We talked about USD AI and their decentralized like compute being a stable coin backed on compute. We talked about stable coins backed on gold. Like we've talked about a bunch of these different other options. And if you went ham into any of these, you're sitting pretty.
Shout out No Future Photography saying, Kicks, keep fighting these morons demonizing marijuana. I'm doing my part, brother.
I'm doing my part. Yeah, I'm looking here. We have the breakdown of the Robinhood earnings. Net interest revenue, $411 million, still plus 39% year over year on that number. The next,
but yeah, look at how much of that is their overall revenue.
Yeah,
right, about 75%. No, less.
No, options revenue is close.
But no. I profit. Right.
How much revenue? Well, you're talking about two different metrics here: revenue versus profit.
That's what I'm saying. Is I'm not.
It's like 100% profit technically.
Exactly. Right? I'm not. What I'm saying is I'm not sure if like options revenue to options profit is the same as like net interest revenue to interest profits. I'm not sure on that. And also the person, my primary source is a random person on Twitter, so I could be completely wrong on this, but it's still significant. You can see how interest revenue is a significant part of their business. Coinbase would be a similar one, right? Like Coinbase offers a lot of rewards on having USD, USDC on their platform.
I'm seeing gold subscribers here at 4.2 million. Isn't that at least $100 a month? Wouldn't that be their biggest revenue?
No, it's $10 a month or even less.
$100 a year, I'm saying. I guess these are quarterly metrics. Sorry. So
yeah.
3 months worth, 120 million. Gotcha.
That's 4.2 million, buddy, not 42. There's a dot there. Very important dot.
4.2 times 30 is 120 mil.
4.2 times 30. Why are you timing it by 30?
3 months and a quarter, $30 per subscriber.
I'm the retard.
Yes. Subscribers, not subscription revenue.
I'm the idiot.
Yeah. I don't know why they wouldn't put gold subscription revenue. Everything else is in dollars. This one's in number. Well,
yeah.
There's just a lot.
I guess they want to see like the DAO, the MAO, the QUOW.
Yeah. Investment accounts, 28.4 million accounts.
That's only up 8% per year. They need to do more Nelk Boy podcasts.
Yeah, absolutely. So all of this, let's pull up the Robinhood chart. Last I saw it was trading down in the pre-markets below $80 despite overall growth. Just missing earnings here was the biggest thing. They also announced that testnet went live of their Robinhood chain today. So $78. Is this an entry for Robinhood, or are you holding out for potentially lower? Kicks, do you have any exposure to Hood right now?
I do not, but I'm definitely open to it.
I think LA Batboy is basically asking the question that needs to be answered. I don't know if anybody has an answer for right now. And its question is, are these fintech coins a good buy right now, or are we waiting for that big pullback in equities?
I mean, I'll tell you the weekly, like I don't see how this could puke more.
You looking at Bollinger Bands or MACD, combination of both?
Yeah, and the monthly looks gross, but we're also at the moving average. So like it pinged off the moving average of 72. So I wouldn't be surprised for it to try to find support in this range. It could potentially like dip a little bit lower to like the 50s briefly or whatever, right? But like I'd say the 70 to 55 range is a good place to accumulate, with the understanding that over a year or maybe a 2-year horizon, you may not see great returns, but over a 5-year horizon or a 10-year horizon, you could see very strong returns. I don't think Robinhood is going anywhere. A. B. I do not think AI is a danger to Robinhood's business model. If anything, it's an enhancer of their business model.
You should be buying the dip.
Yeah, I guess the question is just like, you know, how are fintech companies supposed to be priced according to, you know, growth, potential future profit?
This was being priced at a growth startup, like a growth SaaS company more than a fintech company. I view it as like there's still so much stuff going on with this that hasn't even hit like their returns. Like all the mortgage and housing stuff is really interesting to me. They had the IRA matches, the Roth matches. They increased their books by hundreds of billions of dollars, and yet they missed estimates of revenue by 0.003 or something like that. Like it wasn't a huge miss. They still made $1 billion and they sold off 30%. So I'm like, yeah, why would I not want to be buying this here as they readjust for future quarters? Sure, like the trading volume could theoretically be down, but they've only had 1 quarter of prediction markets behind them, and I think that there's still a lot in the tank for them to continue to beat on.
True. The overall world becomes more financialized, they'll have more opportunities. Here's what I'd say. I'm definitely interested in buying Robinhood. If I had to pick between Robinhood and Roblox right now, I'd probably go Roblox.
Yeah, I mean, you have to because of the AI metaverse boom and the future of finance being Robux, which are theoretically 1 Robux is worth more than 1 Russian ruble. So if you actually extrapolate that, then theoretically the inherent value just grows.
And if I could say something, flashback to May 2025, why don't you take a look at Smith & Wesson, bro?
Yep. Civil unrest in the U.S. tends to lead to more gun purchases and ammo purchases.
Also, it's a cyclical business, and I bought it at the literal lows.
I think one thing you need to ask yourself when looking at jumping in an equity here on a dip is like, is the overall market going with us or away from us? Are we predicting that
we're about to have a 20 to 25% dump across all equities, in my opinion?
Yeah. So like
I'd be buying boring value stocks right now.
I would not be buying anything right now. You need them to start releasing jobs data.
Smith & Wesson, bro, it's going up, man. It ain't dumping.
There will be a pullback for sure.
We got jobs data today that outperformed expectations and led to a massive repricing on rate cuts. We'll get to that.
In a bad way. Give us 6 days for the readjustment on job data that they usually do.
Good job data, bad readjustment. We're not going to get a cut in March as a TL.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Is this coming from the BLS that had to revise 2025 jobs by 1 million, down 1 million? That's who we're going with?
Same one as always. Same one.
That's who we're believing?
We believe and we move the markets on. I want to talk.
Yeah, I got rinsed on that, man. It's down to 6%. That's retarded.
Do you guys think Elon Musk will tweet one more time before noon today?
Yes.
I think he might be asleep.
I know you read this article, Kix. I've been trying to get here slowly with this macro talk saying, like, are the markets moving with or against us? This is the article by Andrew Kang, the Exponential Horizon, essentially saying that people are looking at the .com bubble and they don't want to enter this market right now because it's at all-time highs, and they want to sell what they have. But he's positing essentially that we are in the stage of exponential growth due to AI, robotic software efficiency, and that we are like entering this absolute parabola of efficiency that's going to send all markets. So he's basically positing, hey, like you should be in the market right now as opposed to waiting on the sideline for a dip or to be holding and selling. I think you commented on this, Kicks, and you said something along the lines of like, I'm not going to pick the winners. I want to like average into the S&P. Any other thoughts on this, or like, do you buy this theory that like this boom in efficiency is going to just send all markets?
I think that he's right on a long-term horizon, and the determination you have to make is how long is the time horizon. Because like, for example, I'm not comparing the two apples to apples, but like in 1999, right, you had like the major internet boom, right? And people said the same things about the internet, and it turned out to be true. But it really took until 2010 for the true winners to materialize, right? Like, you know, Google, Facebook, Apple, etc. Point being that he can be 100% right, and you could still see a drawdown in a range for a year or two. There's also the question of like, can all of these expectations even be delivered purely based on power and energy capacity, and how long that stuff takes to ramp up? So once again, I think like directionally he is true. I do not subscribe at all though to the people that are like, you have 2 years, you have to get every single dollar you possibly can invested, because then no one's going to have fucking jobs, and like you're going to be poor because you didn't get every single dollar that you could into the stock market in the last 2 years. I don't buy that at all, actually. I think, once again, very similar to the internet, this is not like a job killer. AI is not a job killer. The internet did not make 30% of the nation unemployed. It just makes certain areas and things more efficient, and jobs shift from one period to the other. So I think there's a lot of, first of all, normies can just freak out and not understand AI because they think AI is magic, right? And so it's very easy for people to get in like a fervor around it. AI is advancing, but I've been using AI every single fucking day for the last year and a half. It's not like 10xing what I'm doing. I'm not like making $750,000 a year because I'm like using AI every day. AI is definitely a thing. It's working. It's making things more efficient. There's lots of big advancements we're going to get from it, but it's not like a year from now, none of us are going to have jobs, and like you're going to be sitting in a fucking box in New York City on the sidewalk. Like, man, if I should have put that $5,000 in the S&P 500, man, and I'd have a house. It's not going to work like that. I don't believe that stuff at all. But my point was responding to him, if you do believe this, regardless, just buy index funds. Like, don't like freak yourself out that like you need to find the fucking holy grail company. You'll probably underperform in the index trying to find that. And you can just sit in an index fund and capture whatever upside is going to come. Kix hasn't read the Schumer article. What's the Schumer article? Please enlighten me.
Wouldn't you like to know?
The Schumer, Chuck Schumer? Yeah, that guy?
Maybe you should go figure it out, kid.
Amy Schumer, I believe.
Amy Schumer. Ah, yeah, I bet she has some insight on that.
Bedini Beats in the comments says, make 750K, make no mistakes. Have you tried that prompt yet for your AI, Kicks?
Yeah, I need to try that. Good idea, bud.
Oh man. Maybe should have wrote an article. Yes, I just wanted to briefly touch on that and like kind of get like your temperature on like where we are in the markets. Like, because it has been hot. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the last 10 months in the S&P have been green. No real retracements in the last 10 months. We did have a wick in November, but basically
I do believe what people are saying, Ray, that this is similar to post-World War II 1950s, meaning like tons of CapEx investment, right? A booming infrastructure.
So like this like 50s, like roaring, is it roaring 60s? Which one was roaring? Roaring 20s?
Yeah, the roaring 20s, right before the Great Depression.
But yeah, I mean, like, look at that move from like 53 to 55. Like, is that not what we just kind of did?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much 53 to 56 has been up only. But then this chart just continued to go up with very little correction. 49 to 40 was like the biggest drawdown. This thing went up into the right from 53 all the way to 69.
Yeah, so shocker, if you put money in the stock market, it goes up over time. But I don't think it means that everybody that doesn't have max investment in the S&P 500 is going to be poor in 5 years. And no one's going to have jobs. None of those things, I believe. I think that's all lies.
Yeah. We haven't closed below the moving average since 2023.
What is that, 2023, 2025? Is that exactly the 2-year thing we just looked at?
2023, 2025.
2 years, straight up and to the right. Now you're going to get a correction. Then you're going to go straight up and to the right for 2 years. Then you're going to get a correction. And go straight up and to the right for 2 years. So yes, even if you buy now, in 10 years, you're going to be happy. Could there be a correction coming up ahead? Yes. Is this chart just going to go fucking green dildo 8,000% over the next 5 years because of AI and robotics? No. And look at every single prediction that people have ever made about tech, ever. It happens way slower than people think. It always does. We were supposed to be driving in auto cars 5 years ago. We are not. When the internet came out, like, you know, we were supposed to have food delivered to our houses in the year 2000. That came in 2018. You know what I mean?
So a lot of these things that you're mentioning, like cars, food and stuff, like they require like physical world embodiment and regulation and interact with humans at a physical level that a lot of this AI stuff doesn't necessarily need to do to go parabolic. And I think a lot of this is also, you have a larger amount of people working on it. A lot of this is open source, and you have like a large population of people just developing.
Did the same thing with the internet.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is probably I think it's bigger than the internet, but I think it's like, you know, it's obviously the biggest technological shift since the internet. And I don't even think we can process like what's going to happen and at what speed. But no, I definitely agree. Like things definitely happen slower than we think in this period. But I think AI might be a tad different. And
one thing I believe that I've been thinking about lately is what you could look at is that AI is the Pico top culmination of the software run, which has been the primary run arguably over the last 30 years, right? Starting with like Microsoft operating system, right? Like kind of if you mark Microsoft operating system and then to today, almost all of the value capture, with some exceptions, right? You could say like Apple is an exception, Tesla's an exception, but it has largely been software driven, right? And then you could argue that AI just culminates in now software being so unbelievably easy to create, right? That now the shift goes back to physical things, hardware things. Like,
yeah, I can see that. It's almost like,
you know what I'm saying?
Pendulum going both ways, and now the limiting factor is now physical versus
exactly. The limiting factor is now physical. So now and then that's kind of the play that you talk about: robotics,
copper, gold, silver.
Yes, real things in the world. If software becomes so infinitely easy to create, and all of this is so, you know, easy to make, then like that kind of just becomes not capped, but you know what I'm saying? Like that just becomes the easy thing. And then where does the value then accrue, right? Because if software becomes so easy to make, then all of that value accrual has to go somewhere, right? And you think maybe it goes. So basically you need to buy local video game arcade stores and bowling lanes.
That's the model right now.
Someone said, how about the Anthropic dude who quit yesterday with dystopian warnings? Yeah. I don't know. I think anybody that's so deep into something, right, is going to, some people can almost become like psychotic due to it. I'm not saying this person's psychotic, but like I don't think this is any different than like someone that was like, building computers in the 80s and was like, this is going to kill everybody. I'm going to go buy a farm. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's that crazy different. And in the Schumer article, I don't know. I've read like 50 variations of this.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I launched an e-commerce company in like 2008, right? And if you think about like, what did e-commerce do to commerce, right? It killed fucking Macy's, right? It killed some of these like big box stores. It killed mom and pop like local stores, right? That's what e-commerce did. And e-commerce made it way more efficient to do things, right? Like now you didn't need a team of 100. Like when Shopify came out, before Shopify, you needed like web devs to build websites and maintain websites for you to do e-commerce. And Shopify came and took that all away. That killed jobs, right? It just restructured the economy. It's not like when e-commerce came out, unemployment doubled. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be the same thing with AI. Now, I'm not saying just like ignore AI. I think you will have a massive advantage in your life if you invest in AI and learn how to use it, just like I had a massive investment in life being a degenerate World of Warcraft video game player from age 12 to 18, because I got so good at the computer and so good at the internet that when we had the internet boom in 2008, when I went to college, I made a lot of money because I knew the internet. I knew how to do search engine optimization, search ads. I knew how to do e-commerce. It was all intuitive to me. So investing in AI, I think, is for yourself personally is massively value, and it will give you job opportunities and upside in the future. But I do not think it's just going to destroy everything and everybody. I really don't think so.
I can go either way. I can be convinced either way. I think it's probably a % chance on the spectrum. I think it's probably.
But what? What is the % chance of what?
15% chance. It's like extremely detrimental to humans.
Dystopian?
Yeah, like dystopian.
But what happens? Explain this world to me.
I don't even know if I can explain it. I'm just saying 15% chance very bad things happen and everyone's life is worse off for it.
15% chance, vaguely very bad things happen.
Yeah.
Vaguely everybody's worse off.
Yeah. Vaguely. That's my that's probably not providing any help or context. That's just kind of like where my frame is.
That's fear. Fear is the mind killer.
Well, it's only 15% fear. We're 85% in the good.
Sure. Maybe in 10 years, nobody has fucking jobs because AI does everything. So then people just have to do nothing. And they all smoke pot and they're lazy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be WALL-E, the movie, where everyone's on their chairs floating around.
This is why you long Smith & Wesson, because if you do think that the power tech elite is going to capture all of the value with AI and we're all going to be poor and destitute, you can easily do a revolution with Smith & Wesson guns. So you should long Smith & Wesson, and you just have to do it before robotics start really taking over.
No, I think you long the 3D printers to print your own defense drones.
That actually love. I fucking actually love that idea, Ray. That's banger. Fucking, you can print 3D guns too.
Yep. So Smith and Wesson.
I was added to this call against my will. I do not know these people. None of this is how I feel about the situation, and I'm not sure what topic they are discussing.
I think the founding fathers, if they woke back up, they'd say the Second Amendment protects your right to 3D print your own gun. But I'm not a lawyer.
We have Ozempic now, so WALL-E Future is invalidated.
That is actually the funniest thing I've heard in a little fucking while. They, you know how everyone was like, they put fluoride in the water, and it's like, they're gonna start just putting GLP-1 in the water, dude. Everyone starts short Chipotle stock.
Oh man. I do want to touch on some other topics today outside of AI, the end of the world, the end of markets, the booming of markets. I want to talk briefly about Layer Zero and where we could potentially find some sort of play here. Sorry, I hit a button on my mouse that like slowed the DPI down to basically 0. So I was like dragging my mouse across the screen like super slow. Sorry, tangent there. So basically, TLDR, Layer Zero announced a new blockchain. They have big time backing. They're using their zero knowledge proofs as the foundation for the execution layer. It's going to make things very fast. It's going to not give the trade-offs that other blockchains have for speed, such as Solana being more centralized, Ethereum being slower and unable to get to this level of transaction speed. So a lot of hope for this blockchain. A lot of people are giving this idea and chain high praise on the timeline. Layer Zero has been basically powering cross-chain swapping and allowing liquidity to basically be universal across crypto for a while now. I'm kicking myself because I've been looking at this as sort of that kind of play where if you have like global liquidity, the person who's providing that global liquidity is definitely an important piece to the overall crypto infrastructure. So looking at this play is one I actually looked at potentially buying maybe 2 months ago. I saw some articles that were like basically highlighting what Layer Zero has been doing, and it kind of brought it onto my radar, but I didn't buy, of course. This announcement has their token up 40% over the last 24 hours. It's up 75% over the last month, and down slightly over the last year with the rest of crypto, but has been outperforming as of late. Any interest in Layer Zero, the token here, on the back of this announcement?
Definitely not buying post-announcement. Generally losing strategy. Also, in terms of the blockchain, like, you know, once again, I'm an optimist, and I hope like lots of these different things do great and work out. But functionally, I don't see how this is like much different than like Uniswap's chain. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like okay, you do a lot of like infra level stuff in crypto. Okay, sure, you can build your own chain that maybe makes it a little bit more efficient, but other than that, what's going to live on the chain? You know what I mean? I don't know. I become more bullish Ethereum by the day, I think, when I see like more and more of this stuff out. Like, I think there's two things you need. You need general purpose blockchains like Ethereum, and then you need highly specialized blockchains like Hyperliquid or like Polymarket's future chain, where it's designed to allow a specific use case to scale rapidly. That makes sense to me, right? You have Amazon, and then you have individual e-commerce stores.
I think that makes sense. I think the pie in the sky bull case for a ZRO chain is that financial institutions look at this and then want to operate there versus Ethereum mainnet or Ethereum L2.
Very high risk.
Yeah. I mean, that's
very
why it's
high risk. Picking a new chain versus picking a chain that's been around for 10 years and is worth hundreds of billions of dollars. It's kind of like Hasbro saying, you know, we could sell on Amazon, but why don't we sell on, what was that company went bankrupt? The toy store?
Toys R Us.
What was that called when we were kids?
Toys R
Us. Yeah. Fun fact, Amazon actually fucked Toys R Us in the ass. Fun fact. And then private equity bankrupted them. But yeah, once again, like, I'm not a negger, so I'm not going to try to, you know, neg these people. I'm not a negger, Negger, like negging. I got to be careful with that. You could very easily missay that. So I'm not trying to be negative to these people. But once again, I don't see a big difference between this and like Uniswap chain or all these kind of things where it's like, okay, like maybe you can make some things more efficient on the blockchain. I just don't see the bigger picture.
I mean, I think I laid it out. I think it's institutions moving there, but it's a risk, and that's why it's at 25% of its all-time high at this point.
Yeah, because also like an institution, you're either gonna go on Ethereum or you're gonna go on Solana, or if you're gonna take a bunch of risks, just make your own blockchain. Why pass the value to another company?
Yeah, that's fair. I think their experience with ZK proofs, their experience with global liquidity, they've integrated every blockchain essentially with their liquidity layer. So that's my thought process, is that this team has potentially what it takes. And if the upside is 3x from here and the downside is 50%, I think it's asymmetric. So I might buy some, even if it's at these.
Buying the top of announcements is dangerous, but I wish you luck. Sailboy2938 said, Kix got the N-word pass. It's okay. But you say your name's Sailboy238. Are you African-American or are you a white person that sells? I need to know the distinction there. It's very important.
I'm going to buy some ZRO right now on the announcement hype.
Yeah, why don't you sell our last stupid idea and rotate that down 80% bag into it?
We're gonna
I don't know, dude. I think you're getting a little antsy. You're trying to find a little too much stuff right now. You got to be a little Warren Buffett-esque here.
You should just take the 140 to 164 number of tweets Elon sends between February 9th to February 11th at 8%.
He just needs to tweet one more time?
Yep.
In the next 2.5 hours?
2 hours and 18 minutes.
And you get a 25x.
If he doesn't tweet.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah, if he doesn't tweet.
You think he's not going to tweet?
I'm on it. I bought some shares.
If he did a big ketamine bender, could work out.
I'm hoping he's asleep.
You know who's going to make out well with these is like Elon's assistant on these tweet markets. Just like having
they know when he's asleep and when he's awake.
Super tapped into like his schedule, what he's doing, what his normal tweet habits are. Just printing on these Elon tweet markets every single day.
You actually want to see speaking of this, you want to see a crazy account on.
Well, this is what I look at is like the infrastructure plays are like way more interesting to me of like prediction markets of like the random cool shit people are building. Like Elon tweets.live. This guy's got it forecasted at 164. And he, I believe, is one of the largest ES holders on it.
Pull up this guy, this Polymarket account I just linked you to.
Annika?
Absolutely insane. Up $250,000 on the month. Only trades Elon Musk tweets. Only trades it. Doesn't have a single trade other than Elon Musk tweet markets.
So what are they on right now?
They do something weird. They have exposure to like a lot, and they're doing kind of like
the lows. They just buy the lows and then bond the ones that have already passed.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. They have some sort of model, right? And they're probably because I've seen them buy things and then sell them like 10 cents higher. So they have some sort of internal model, and they're capturing mispricings in a variety of ways. But they only trade Elon Musk markets, and they're up $250,000 in 30 days.
This is the intern. This is the Musk intern right here.
No, this is just a fucking genius that has some sort of very accurate Elon Musk tweeting model internally, and
can you go to positions, Ray?
Trades off.
Yeah.
Scroll down.
What date do you want to look? I can probably search for it.
It's for today, February 11th.
There's one expiring February 11th. Here you go. This one?
Oh, that's one we're on. Nice.
You're on the S.
Yep.
140 to 164 tweets, February 9th to February 11th. Yes.
I mean, I'm up 3x. I got in at 3.7 cents.
Take profit.
Nope.
Okay.
Is that where it's sitting right now? It's sitting at 8 cents and you're up. And what's the band switch at? It's at 112 right now.
Not to burst your bubble, but he has $234 on your position. He has $10,000 on 165 to 189 tweets.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We could possibly go wrong. It's fine.
So he's on so many of these.
He's doing. It's neg risk. So
yeah, they have no risk on any of these. They bought them at 15 cents, 14 cents. It all equals less than $1.
Yeah. This stuff fascinates me about Polymarket is that.
Oh, I'm up 4x.
They are actually almost down on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, but look at the value of it.
7. I mean, yeah, they're only up $1,000 overall on this market.
No, because you haven't seen their sells.
Idiot.
Right. Their current positions, their unrealized P&L on open.
Because there's no way they're up $80,000 in a week. Yeah. They're making a shit ton of money. They're making $10,000 a day.
It's not a bad little business here for this guy.
Yeah, because Easy, you would know this better than me, but don't some of these Elon Musk tweet markets overlap?
Yeah, a lot of them do.
So you have like calendars, you have calendar spread mispricings, you have different markets, you have neg risk.
There's 7-day, 3-day, 2-day, I believe are the ones that are out now. And now there's also Andrew Tate tweet markets.
Cloudflare pumped after earnings yesterday. Shit, I wanted to buy some of that.
Yeah, there's Andrew Tate weekly now too.
See, I wouldn't take Andrew Tate because he would definitely affect
it.
He knows what Polymarket is. Elon Musk knows what it is, but isn't going to give a shit about trading this. Like,
yeah, he's trying to be a trillionaire.
Dude, like, he doesn't care about fucking. The fact is, though, that these markets do so much volume, which is so nuts to me. Like, yeah, this thing's done over 1.5 mil in volume. Like, they're very liquid markets.
They keep adding more and more. Like, you can literally bet on anything at this point, predict anything.
There is 56,000 open markets, I think. I was working on something yesterday trying to parse a bunch of data, and my Claude, that's what made me and Claude back into a big fight yesterday.
Yeah, what happened? Walk me through that.
Well, that guy created like an OpenClaw for your phone. Did you see that? Quick Claw. So it's an iOS app. I downloaded it. I was playing golf because I have some family in town, and I'm on like the third hole, and I saw the tweet, and I was like, I just want to check this out. Turns out that OpenClaw for your phone is fucking garbage. It can't scan the internet. It can't do much. So I'm like, all right, this thing fucking sucks. So then I was like, just trying to get it to do anything, sending it screenshots, all this stuff, and it just kept fucking stuff up. Like, habitually kept fucking stuff up. So I was like, all right, you're absolute dog water. Like, I've never used a shittier platform. And I'm like arguing with this thing. And then it starts being apologetic. And then it gave me a trade. And I was like, what is this based on? And it was like, sorry, I've lied to you. There's no basis for this. I just saw that the odds were higher. And I was like, I'm never using you again. Yeah, you see, it says, I'll stop making shit up. I was like, I'll never use you again. And it's like, I understand. I fucked up and wasted your time. My bad. I was like, goodbye forever. And I unsubscribed. And it said, understood. Good luck with your trades.
Good luck with your trades. So
fired a subtle shot there at the end.
Good luck with your little trades.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you're a dickhead. Like, my God. So
one thing that annoys me about like Claude, because I do a lot of work with the Polymarket API with it, is it just like it fucks so much shit up with the API, and it never bothers to be like, let's go look at the API docs. It just decides to like try to guess.
Literally never.
Yeah. So it's like, can you pull my last 100 trades? And it's like, yeah, it's like, you've made no money. I'm like, that's not true. And then it's like, yeah, and you're trading all of these weird markets. And I'm like, you pulled the last 100 trades on Polymarket, not my last 100 trades on Polymarket. You just pulled the last 100 trades. And it's like, oh my gosh, you're right. The API thing may not be working. Why don't you go look at the API documents? Oh, okay, I was doing the query completely wrong. Great. I had the same thing yesterday. Easy. To your point, a ton of active markets out there, right? So I said,
so what I
sorted by liquidity.
Yeah.
Fucked it up.
What I tried to do yesterday was there are markets, right? There are markets that have expiration dates for like today, tomorrow, later in the week, but it's not in the headline or the title of the market. So it's like, will this event happen by this date? Or one of the options is like by February 11th, February 12th, February 13th. So I just wanted markets that were ending soon. This is a perfect example. This expired January 31st. Of this year. Technically, this market resolved, right? If you're just looking at how the market's structured, scroll up, right? Look at right there, January 31st, 2026, down. Say it right, no. Right next to the, yeah. So it technically resolved 11 days ago. So the API returns that this market resolved, which is inaccurate because every single day there's a market. So I'm yelling at Claude to be like, you stupid fuck. This is what I'm trying to parse for. Just find me markets that have expiration dates within the next 48 hours with options that I can trade. And it's you've got to somebody creates that, I'll be euphoric because that's all I want to look at.
You gotta say, I don't need to look at markets that are resolving by. I want markets with options that are resolving by. Like,
you asked that right, and it'll give you the NASCAR 500 and will this person win? Like 600 options for will one of these people win?
Yeah, so I don't know because I don't know if these options have like the way that it's structured. You have the market and then you have the different.
Yeah,
markets.
It doesn't pop up.
Does this even have a date field with it? The February 13th like option for the U.S. strikes Iran by market, does this have a February 13th date field for it, or would you have to like look and
you just got to pull it from the market title, because the end date is generally going to be after the date. I even on Predict Shark, we had a market not displaying. It's Maria Machado entering Venezuela by March 31st. In the metadata, the end date's January 31st. So we excluded it, but it's a live market. So there's mistakes and stuff like that. The best way would just be to scrape the date from the market title. If you want a breaking market, you could potentially trade high risk, interesting development, anti-cartel operations in Mexico. It's not going to be on the breaking. Search cartel.
Search cartel.
That one right there. Breaking 44 minutes ago, U.S. official to Reuters, Mexican cartel drones breached U.S. airspace. Pentagon took action to disable the drones.
Took action to disable the drone. So this is the big spike from 20% to 33%.
But was Cardi B dancing on the ground? Because then she performed.
Are those drones on the ground?
No, this would have to be U.S. people, assets going into Mexico for like a counterattack because of this.
Interesting.
I also had a theory that fucking Samantha Gunthry's mom got kidnapped by the cartel in retaliation for us extraditing the Canadian snowboarder narco drug dealer. But I think that was a little too much weed.
I like all these like very like.
There is a market for will the kidnapper be arrested though?
They're like, it has to be confirmed by the U.S. government. They're like, for example, there's a 2014 capture of El Chapo in which U.S. forces were rumored to have been embedded with Mexican Marines, and that would
so it can't be like special forces and stuff.
Yeah, it has to be like public.
But I do not believe in coincidences, right? 2 weeks ago, Mexico and the U.S. joint operation extradite this Ryan guy. He's a Canadian snowboard. He's a big drug trafficker. He works with the Sinaloa cartel. The Sinaloa cartel owns the Mexican territory right below Arizona. Then we have today cartel drones going to the U.S., and we have a week ago, Nancy Guthrie gets kidnapped in Tuscan, which is very close to the border that the Sinaloa cartel controls. Could have been too much weed. I did a Keef Bowl yesterday and then went into this, but it could also be true.
Well, studies say we have to be fading you at this point then.
I mean, I wouldn't blame you for it.
Your IQ's dropped 8 points. You become a drain on.
I could be schizophrenic. The schizophrenia could be coming on very slowly. Another market, long tail, if you'd like it, high upside. Iran agrees to end uranium enrichment.
13% chance by March 31st. So a nice little 7x here, 8x. Top holders. You're on the yes here?
Mm-hmm.
Some good P&L on the yes side.
Yeah, that Denise guy's pretty sharp. And if you look at all the posturing between everybody, right? Iran is kind of hinting at like, we're willing to do concessions around uranium. Why would Trump bring so many troops into the area unless he's getting a really good deal that's going to like solve problems for a lot of years? Iran doesn't want to get rid of like missiles, which I understand. There's kind of, defense things there, but I could totally see them getting rid of uranium enrichment. Russia and Germany have come out and said, this is a good solution. Trump has mentioned this is a good solution. Also, I think you could potentially get out of this at 35 cents if Iran even indicates willingness to do this. Some additional context, Bibi Netanyahu is in the United States today to talk to Trump about Iran negotiations. Yesterday, one of the Iranian guys went to Omar and presented a not yet reported on nuclear compromise, which could potentially be this. So just throwing it out there.
The guy from The Wire? Omar?
No, Omar the country.
Omar the country.
There's a country called Omar.
Fictional character from The Wire.
Classic show, though.
I like this 8x chance here, a flyer, but it has to happen quick. I mean, the speed is the key thing here.
If you want a safer play, you can pseudo hedge this. You can take yes here, and you can take no on a nuclear deal.
No nuclear deal by June 30th.
Yeah. Kind of. And so you take the no at 68 and you take the yes on the other one at 13.
You hope you don't get middled with a deal between the end of March and
then you'd really get fucked. Yeah. It's not risk free. Yeah, it would be a thought process that, you know, if they're going to do a deal, it's going to require them to stop enrichment. But Iran has even admitted they're no longer enriching right now because of the strikes on the nuclear site last year. So they're already kind of hinting like we're not even doing it right now anyways. And there's a big armada, as Trump likes to say, at their doorstep. You'd think that there's going to need to be a big deal, or the big armada is going to do big things, very bad big things.
Biggest armada.
Oh, it's Oman, not Omar. I'm dumb. Sorry. I'm not good at geography. Never was.
Shifting over to some other alpha. We've shared this on the show before. If you signed up for the Flying Tulip, you took basically an investor quiz. We talked this a couple of weeks ago. You are eligible to contribute to their intent and supporter allocation. This one is interesting in that it is like quote unquote risk free outside of protocol risk. You deposit your investment and you have a perpetual put on your investment. So if you put in say $5,000 USDT, at any point you can either redeem your tokens or just take out your $5,000 USDT. So if the token falls below market value, you always can recover your initial investment. Same with whatever token you provided your intent for. You could provide your intent with ETH, Solana, USDT, USDC, etc. So just want to make this known. If you've been watching the show and this is something you got into, this is live for 3 more days. I contributed here personally. With just capital sitting on the side, figured, you know, with the put option, I'm willing to take the protocol risk of something bad happening, bad actors hacking the protocol just for the option on a potential gain on the Flying Tulip protocol. And this is basically a DeFi protocol built by Andre Cronje.
Andre, man. Yeah, he's an OG.
Yeah.
Made people a lot of money back in 2020, 2021. One of my buddies, Blue Kirby on Twitter, made big money on this. Just some other random things I can maybe drop. Russia-Ukraine ceasefire end of 2026. Bullish on that. Nice 2x. You also earn 4% APY while you're in the market. Another one would be... I do have a long on another U.S. government shutdown.
You're saying no ceasefire for this month?
I'm on end of year, yes. Safe. I think it has a high likelihood of happening, and you earn 4% while your money's in there.
Oh, cool.
So it's even better than Robinhood.
Look at that.
Yeah, they're rolling out some of these earn 4% markets. It's really interesting. This one I'm on the yes side, but on some markets, if you can get on the no side, right, very low probability events where you're earning 4% as well, right, it can really juice your API, right? Like if you're no at 95, right, that's like a 5% return. But then if you're getting 4% APY on your base, it's like, I think a little bit more than like a 9% return, right? So those are interesting markets to...
I mean, if you're heavily invested in crypto, taking yes Democratic Party in the House at 82%, earning 4% on top of that feels like a good hedge against crypto bags if you're looking for smaller risk exposure.
Yeah. You got it. That's a market you want to sit in. You know what I mean? You don't want to get like shaken out if it goes to whatever. I think it's like mathematically, it's like a under 10% probability that you win the House when you're mid-cycle as a president.
Right.
I think it's a very low percentage. Also, there's been some gerrymandering and stuff that could make the probability of that even lower. Yeah, and then I'm also on another U.S. government shutdown by February 14th. Not a massive position. Also, it's already at like 75, 76 cents. But basically, they would have to get a continuing resolution in the next 48 hours because some members of Senate are leaving Thursday night to go to some sort of summit. And so basically, there's no deal by Thursday night. Regardless, it closes on Friday anyways. But it seems like both parties are willing to dig in over this. And it also seems that no one's really interested in kicking the can down the road with another short continuing resolution. There's people on both sides of the aisle that say they don't really want to do that. So I think we just get a small shutdown, and then you can predict how long the shutdown will be.
Yeah, I mean, we called this last week, and
55.
Yeah,
that's almost a 2x, bro, in a week.
Yeah, and we basically said, hey, like, even if they do find a resolution, they're going to be taking time to do so. Like, it's not going to be something that's going to happen immediately. You're going to be able to trade out of this, and right now you have the opportunity.
I've just sold 25% of my position on my Elon Musk tweets for a 2x in profit, while still bag holding now substantial amount.
Let's go. I love that. Trimming smart.
2 hours left. Oh, Kix, did you deposit your Moonbird? In the game 1.
Yeah, I did actually. Well, actually, it was weird. I was very confused because it gave me like 6,000 coins right away. And then if I nest, I get like 13,000 coins over 2 years. And then I wanted to just take the 6,000 and sell it, and then I accidentally staked it into the game. So I'm in the game until, I guess, today. So
so the game ended 3 minutes ago. Results.
Well, I get my money back. Sweet.
6 p.m. Eastern time.
I don't know. I'm torn on the nesting because I want to support Spencer and everything. But like, 2 years is the long-term horizon. And also, I'm sorry, but like, I'm fucking lazy. And if I have to like claim these things every fucking month to make like $200, because I have like a very good security system, so it's not just like me like clicking into a hot wallet, you know what I mean? And I can just firing it. It's an annoying process. So,
well, I mean, what are you doing for your Tokenworks lifetime dividends?
Haven't checked that in 4 months. Is there money in there?
Probably over an ETH. I've got like 0.2 ETH in there sitting.
Well, no, I pulled out at 4,000 and sold it, like back in November.
Yeah, you probably have another 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 ETH, something like that.
Well, it's in a smart contract. I can just sit on that shit, right?
Yeah, it's. I think there's nothing. It's just gonna happen forever. Like there's no risk. I think the keys have been thrown away, and it's.
I really think in crypto we should bring back getting rewarded for doing nothing.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah,
like I want the money airdropped into my wallet. I don't want to have to click. I don't want to have to connect. I don't want to have to do fucking anything. In fact, if you want to just sell it at the top for me and drop the USDC in my wallet, that's even better. But I am over the having to do everything. Okay. I'm over claiming. I'm over playing. I'm over fucking missing things.
Nesting,
I fucking
sneaking.
Dude, listen to this. I fucking bought remember the stupid prediction market meta that I really got hot on?
Yeah.
And then 1010 kind of wrecked it. Well, there was this coin called Rain. Yeah. Rainmaker.
You see the Arbitrum one? We gotta talk about this one too.
No, this is maybe a different one. But anyways, Rain, right? I put in like $5,000. Yeah, this one. I put in $5,000 at like 6 million, right? Goes up to 22. I'm like, dude, time to fucking take some fucking profits, right? I go into my Solana wallet, my Phantom wallet, and it's worth $0. So I'm like, what the fuck happened, right? I go into their Discord and they moved to a new token to get rid of the Believe app bullshit. Pasternak, go fuck yourself, dude. They had a 30-day claim window. I didn't even see it on Twitter. So it's like, because I wasn't in your fucking Discord, like, Like, I need to be in your, I just want to buy something. Why do I have to sit in your fucking Discord every day and like see your updates, right? Luckily, thankfully to the team, they extended the claim, but they penalized you 25% bro. So I got dinged 25% putting money in, and there's guys in there that are like, man, it's fucking crypto, dude. Like, you know, you got to be tapped in and like managing your investments. I'm like, no, dude. Like, if I buy fucking Ethereum and they decide to hard fork it, they just put the Ethereum back in my wallet on the hard fork. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to do anything. If you wanted a new token, fine. Airdrop me the new fucking token.
Right.
This whole claim bullshit is that people don't claim.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's to pump the price, and then the extended window is 25%. It's just a 25% price bump.
Oh, you didn't fucking nest in time? Sorry, bro. Sorry you missed out, man. You should have been tapped in, dude. Like, you think I've owned Smith & Wesson call options for the past fucking year. You think I need to fucking go into Smith & Wesson's Discord just to make sure my options are still working out?
Yeah, you guys still selling guns?
Hey guys, what's up? Can I get a status update? Can you post an announcement of what you're doing at the warehouse today?
Oh man, I love that rant. And like a lot of that stuff mattered like a large amount. If you didn't nest your Moonbird right away, or within the first couple of days, you were late to the oddities. You missed be able to sell the top of your oddity egg, all that kind of thing. So yeah. Crypto, bring back airdrops, bring back sending me free money without me having to do anything. I would love that.
Yes.
Bring me back 2021 airdrops. That would be tremendous, but I don't know if we see that ever again. We're running past time though. We've got to cut it here. We talked about a ton. We have a lot more to talk about. We'll cover it later this week. Thank you all for joining us. It's been a wonderful episode of the show on this Wednesday. We do this podcast Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern.
Also, look at Nicolas Maduro, no prison time by 2027.
Nicolas Maduro, no prison time by 2027. You can catch us on all major podcasting platforms, Apple, Spotify. Also, watch us back on YouTube. Watch us back on Zora as well. We stream there each and every day.